This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Abusama mo bibia kwa Boadu TV so nie. Na ene ye ko TV mantem o se ye ke TV mantem no de regional den na woni inform. Obi beka so ba TV mantem a kwaye ya number 1 eba rice ni millet no kono ba no mo ya number 1. Ene na mehu se Dr. Amin awono na woye finance minister sisi oko na batom peso so TV mantem a about rice omodi hu dwuma pa omoye kwa form ho na okoye bibi di abo mo koye bibi MPP aban koye bibi di abo omo patem omoye kwa for na yese omkosi astroturf de mamo ene wo mo chese astroturf mo fanya fe football bie no ko dina park ni so akobo no ma kasere na on si factory mamo na etimi abo mo I said Ghana ha no yen priority no yen hye den hu yese ye kosko ni yese your first scale of preference. The who pound what is this row, and if they didn't who cannot de dear say, as a panel for politicians or me. Baby, I was a farming community, Mukosi factory, no Makosi astroturf, no Makosi one war. Baby, I was almost astroturf, no Makosi factory. I say, like, I didn't bomb to man on my young could see northern region for some more camp. Captain Smartin should have not to penny for good and the man to say. One pass rate of no. When see factory mom, you would say.
Yenko finance minister the constituency. Your first constituency no Karga constituency. Now when you visit Karga constituency, 99% of the population they are farmers. Omu nyina yenkwafo aumudo maize, millet. But the most one they do is soybean and rice. So you have a finance minister whose constituents are mostly farmers, and the vast lands that are the rice farms are all there, lying fallow. The people can only farm what they can. So majority of the rice that are coming from the northern region, they come from the finance minister's constituency. Now, I have said in the past that politicians, they don't know why they take certain decisions. Somebody will ask me, why do you say that? This is a constituency that is a food basket of the northern region because rice has become our staple. So imagine if a farmer in Karga harvests his rice and then there's a factory in Karga that can process the rice, add value to it before the rice even travels to Accra to be exported. You can imagine the amount of money people will be making in the Karga constituency. Sesea, yeti hai, ekoya eko Karga, masa enye kra. It is just recently that the member of parliament, that is the finance minister, Ostatiye Sakwenu. So you look along that particular stretch of the road. It was given on contract before 2016. When this government came, they stopped the contract. It is election year, and the road is under construction. One funny thing that is happening in Karga, or that has happened in Karga, the finance minister has gone there to build an astroturf for a predominantly farming community. What will a farming community do with an astroturf? They are looking for things that will help them improve their lives before you even think of these luxuries, because to the people of Karga, an astroturf is a luxury. They don't need it. Look, from the time of Dagbon up to today, Karga has never produced any footballer. The people of Karga don't need an astroturf now. Honorable Finance Minister, what they need is an industry to process their rice, add value to their rice, add value to their soybean. Soybeans can be used to produce oil in the first place. It can also be used as animal feed. So imagine if you are able to set up two large factories that can process soybean into oil, and then also use it as animal feed and extract other things that may also come from soil. In the next 10 years, tell me how that constituency is going to grow. Mr. Finance Minister, you hold the bag that contains Ghana's money. All the money is in your hand. But you found nothing important to do for the people of Karga but an astroturf. To develop what in Karga? What is it going to develop? For the road, I give it to you. You have done a marvelous job, or you are doing a marvelous job, because the road is still under construction, Mr. Finance Minister. But respectfully, I believe that some of your projects, you don't even consult the people before you go in to do those projects. You just come and tell them, I'm going to do this for you. But you have to consult, you have to research, you have to ask the people, listen to the people, have a listening ear for them. It is so baffling to see that a part of this country is so underdeveloped. And it all boils down to leadership. Our political leadership, the chieftaincy institution, and any other leadership that is provided in this country has a problem. Now, when you leave Karga and you come into the northern region, the question is, who is the founder of Ghana? I know every young person knows this. Everybody will say Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Salute to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and whoever took part in the struggle for Ghana's independence. This man had wisdom which passed 1,000 years, because today his ideas are still relevant. His ideas are relevant, yes. There's a National Development Planning Commission that has been set up. Master, we don't need those things. There are blueprints and documents that are collecting dust elsewhere in this country, which were written by Osajifo, His Excellency Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first Prime Minister and President of this country. Where are those documents? To the extent people from other countries come to pick those documents to develop their countries. Most European countries, I labor, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah da sabe bang shell song onyen leb Ghana sham den kabzan leb gurbeting bana. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah documents now ochrogu hose we ena edibe develop Ghana ya to atwene na onu na oye visionary. He started this country and he knew where he was taking this country. So even if he's overthrown, his ideas should not be forgotten. Somebody will say, oh, you are eulogizing Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is a great man. And I am not eulogizing him, but he deserves it. He earned it. Today, our leaders, which of them can we eulogize and compare to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah? Which of them? Today, state lands, which were earmarked for development, have all been sold out. And I take you back to my own region, that is the northern region, Tamale, to be precise. Yanko Ohonum, there's a land line, it is called industrial area. It is about 3 miles. If you check the length of that particular land, 3 miles. Because there's a road that runs from Kasajan Runabout, if you know Tamale very well. And from Kasajan Runabout, there was something we call Fishing Corporation established by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So if you want to develop the northern region, just go pick the documents and look at what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wrote about the development of this country, period. You don't need new brains to think. Maybe small modernization, fine. So, the whole of that industrial enclave, the stretch, was earmarked for industrialization of the north. So imagine if every land around that place, including my own area where I live, Nyuane. So there was fishing corporation, food distribution corporation was there. Then we have Junior Agro, which was into buying of farm produce and other things. Is there. Then after Junior Agro, we had the textile industry. Yes, this is Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's statue that is there. So you can see him. All right. Yeah. So you can see the statue of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This great man, the brain God gave him. And you see, the statue is not located in Ghana. This statue is built elsewhere, eulogizing Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So if a young man, if a young Ghanaian today is eulogizing Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, you don't blame me and you don't say I am partisan or I am being old school. No. Others have seen what he saw and they are using it to develop themselves. Where is your developmental plan? You have set up a Ghana National Development Planning Commission or something, and every day people in there, they are paid money to do the job Kwame Nkrumah did. Kwame Nkrumah has done that job already. So we don't need a National Planning Development Committee or Commission. Its existence is useless. It has overlived. Look, nobody needs it. Frankly. So apart from fishing corporation, there was a textile industry what factory Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was constructing. So when you check that particular enclave, now it is taken over by mechanics, motor mechanics, car mechanics, and other things. And even filling stations and churches have all come to buy plots from that particular place. It has been developed. Just ahead of that, before you get to Lamashegu roundabout, there was what we call rice mill, also there to process rice and bag it, package it, add value to it before it could be exported or even given to Ghanaians to eat. All those industries Dr. Kwame Nkrumah envisioned and took that land and started building. All the industries have collapsed today. So if I tell you the northern region is not developing because we have left what was supposed to develop the northern region. We have left it. That document Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wrote about the development of Ghana comprehensively. Now go check. Cotton in the northern region. People could farm cotton and harvest and even leave some because they've achieved their target and their profits. They leave some at the farms. They weigh the cotton and the amount the person is going to get. I mean, it's crazy. So he says, okay, the rest of it, if we even go to the farm, we are wasting our time on it. So let's leave them. Maize, the same thing. I mean, rice just came in. Talk about yam and other things, and government touted itself, one district, one factory. And then you go and see, and it's a rice milling machine that they've put there, and they call it a factory. You go somewhere to a motor assembly plant, then they write on it, one district, one factory. These are not the factories Dr. Kwame Nkrumah envisioned. And even if you want to depart from it, at least use that idea and tweak it a little bit. That's just all. So today, the northern region would have been a place where other young people from the south would have also loved to move to. So you see how national integration would have taken place. This would have ensured national cohesion. Ghana would have been a place loved by the world. Everybody would have loved to come here. Because you have people crisscrossing just like in Europe. You can live in Germany and go work in a country that is close by Germany. So when you close from work, a train network, you just pick a train from Tamale and you are going to Kumasi to sleep. And the next morning you go back. But we have not thought about this, our politicians, what they are interested in. is stealing from the kitty, the public kitty. 4. So you see a politician go to a constituency which doesn't need an astroturf, and he goes to construct an astroturf there. But when it comes to setting up an education fund, he goes back to Tamale Central and says, this is where I come from. I am setting up an education trust fund for the people of Tamale Central. Does that connect? Does that connect? When nung be shakanya be well dem be nung ting manum amfani shele. On zama te nung ti o constituency ma. Ama di ti nyala kaman be shadi yen nirbu zo sa ka be hagu titoni. Ko ye no la Tamale Central na no ten nung le. Ka kana te pa education trust funds anti Tamale Central ma. This okay ratarma. That is why you people were shouting at the top of your voice. But does it change anything? Onukra, he has seen that you people, you are mostly farmers. What do you need education for? So he doesn't even have to put his money into your education setup or anything. He has to allow you to run. Just go to the astroturf in the evening and laugh over some funny things at the park, and then you forget about your sorrows, and when you go home, you can eat some dessert and sleep. A whole constituency belonging to the finance minister. I'm coming back to Karga. I'm not done yet. Last year, 2023, the girls' dormitory of Karga Senior High School caught fire and got burnt to ashes completely. From the roof to the last place. You know why? People will say, oh, you are lingering so much on this fire service story and fire service. Yes. Every person that is going to invest in any constituency or any location looks at the safety of his equipment. Safety. The proximity to a police post where if there is anything they can call in the police, and within the twinkle of an eye the police will be there to rescue them. That is 1. 2, you will need a fire station that is working currently, a working fire station, where if any of the equipments catch fire, the fire service is just a call away from that particular place to come and rescue their machines. The finance minister's constituency, it has no fire service station. So who will want to go and invest in Karga with his huge sums of money? Where enoye kwasiafo sebi a odi ni sika eko investi wo Karga ebra onim se honum hwe. I went to Karga in 2018, and I'm telling you, there were only 8 police officers in Karga. Only 8, manning a whole district and a constituency. 8 police officers. That included the district police commander and his bodyguard and driver. So there were only 5 police officers who were policing the whole of the Karga district, including the constituency. I have been reliably informed that the situation about policing has improved because there are more personnel that have been posted to Karga. Yes, the problems are numerous. Somebody will tell me, hey, and the problems are too many, and the finance minister cannot fix everything in a day. I am not saying he should fix it in a day, but he has 4 years. And within the 4 years, what has he done about industrializing Karga? Creating jobs for the youth of Karga, even for the youth of the northern region. Because if most of the people in Karga are not educated enough to even work in a factory, there are other young people who are graduating from universities who can work in Karga. So sometimes you try to make sense of some of the things our politicians do, and you have no idea what they are trying to achieve. Because they have taken the people so cheaply. They have seen that the people have been deprived of education. They are not educated. So the slightest thing you do and tell them that, look, this is good for you, they immediately believe that that is good for them. Because there is nobody in Karga today, you will tell me that the astroturf is not good for them, that they will agree to you. They will not agree. But tell me, the astroturf, for how many people is it creating jobs for? Astroturf na ewo Karga no. Nipa ahi ena omutumi ye adwuma wo honum. When they play a football match and they are done, they are done. The astroturf is lying there. Nobody works on it. Nobody's employed on an astroturf to do what? Mr. Finance Minister. So those little things, those peanuts you drop to the people and ask them to believe in you. There are some of us who don't believe in the things you are doing. Respectfully. We will tell you to your face. You may be a very excellent communicator. You may be a very strong politician. You have been established. You hold a sensitive position in government today that no Dagomba has ever held. Nobody from the northern region has ever been finance minister except you. But go check your constituents whether they need an astroturf or not. And whether that is what you should have given them. That money should have been used in starting a factory that will process their rice and add value to it. Or it could have been used in establishing a factory that would process their soybeans for the last 3 years. The last 3 years, go check the youth of Karaga, those who went into soybean farming. Honorable Aminanta, go investigate. Most of them have run at losses for 3 consecutive years because your government, the current government, put a ban on the export of that commodity, soybean. Predominantly, it comes from either Gushewu and Karga. Between those two constituencies and their neighbors, they share boundaries. They all go into the farming of those things. So the young people are very angry at you if you don't know. I am just telling you this morning so that you take cognizance or notice of that. So when the repercussions come, Akutola Yeltini, so that we yella. You munata ka gwamnati ko banani soybean blanyi karida ku she hale zuwa eka korla 200 Ghana cedi. If you want to plow an acre of land, it's 200 Ghana cedi. And the astronomical increase of farm inputs, condemn and other things, fertilizers that would add to make. I know soybean doesn't need fertilizer. I've also done some before, small. So if I mention fertilizer, don't say, hey, he's lying. You don't apply fertilizer to soybean. I know, because it drops its own leaves, and then it goes into the soil to rejuvenate the soil for it to have a very healthy, seeds. So I know that. But I'm just giving that as an example to other people, because today, rice farming, if you don't apply fertilizer, you don't get to have a very good yield. Dr. Aminanta, and you know this. Instead of helping your farmers through these hard times, your government, they have gone to bring down the farmers who have gone into the farming of soybean. Young people, very young people, energetic people who were enthused that, look, when we farm this year, the prices at least will go up and they will also make profit and make our lives better. So go ask them, go and check with them whether their lives are better off under you. They will only tell you that, yes, you have built us an astroturf and there's currently a road that is currently ongoing. But look, there is no fire station there. So if a fire engine had to leave Yendi and it went through Gushewu, Gushewu too has no fire station. Gushewu, and so any fire station, firefighters be on the hall. So who will go and invest? Mule nzo ngola chante burgushao. Kami ni kama oezan factory zel kama majina mate tabon. DND me bahayore. Mule chante zan factory chante zel karge tonkune. Kami ni zan factory ngokati zel karge ngo. Diti nang kabon tale. Ghana National Fire Service beng zotu kuna nti bomba karbe diti majina. So you see, our leaders, they are not even setting the northern region up for the development that it needs. They are not setting the northern region up for the development it needs. So I'm just speaking Karga in perspective because the current finance minister happens to be the member of parliament for that particular area. And at least by now, the return to Nyaka factory is Zan Karga Tampune. Either soybean factory, Beshin Kafa factory. But we have not seen any of that. Oh, Dr. Aminanta, hey, first Dagomba Mbala, you are jealousing him because you are not at that position. I don't jealous anybody. I am telling him to rethink his idea about how he wants to develop Karga constituency. He must rethink it. He must have an agenda, a developmental plan. Tell Dr. Amin Anta, Iban Chanshi Kurubiala in Northern Region, I beg of you. I am asking you to ask Dr. Amin Anta to give you his 4-year developmental plan for Karga, if it is there, if at all, if there's anything. I am starting from Dr. Anta today because if you don't blame yourself, you never got to see results, because look, development starts from the self. So if the people in your region are not doing the things that will develop you, nobody elsewhere can develop you. Because that development will be chased away by your own leaders, the people we have chosen to lead us. So, election Kamila and Kana, before any other election comes, inform your MP or ask your MP to give you his 4-year development plan of your constituency, how he wants your constituency to be before you vote him. You might not MP, so you can like MP tale. Yelmo no zangme, liagun sim bang shell ombala, nzantiya. Ki lele ingoka yalaka za board no develop no liaguti yongo tengban go betu constituency mo halni yuma na ma ipakar bina ki yampo yuma na ki lampa di pa ki binyela la development shonda yerma. You change him quickly. He is not the person to lead you. He is there to make money. Lord, Zungo, if you want to speak, they will tell you that, oh, in Karga, all the constituency executives, through Dr. Amin Anta, all of them drive pickups. Can you plow your farm with a pickup? Can you plow? Karga constituency, can you plow your farm with a pickup? You can only carry some few bags of fertilizer and few people in the trunk of your pickup. So you got to have something in your head rolling and telling you that, look, I must assess this person. Assess all his actions, whether they are actually geared towards making me a better person, making my constituency a better person, making my living condition improve every day. Lalakati born to take pamba. Bacho where the American tree kakrebi, because my cabrofuni dagbanu for some time. Nti asema amikani nyina ne say ye own MP ewura Dr. Amin Anta onu enoye finance minister. And constituency onu na odi omusu e wo Karga na makase eyi wa oko honum no as MP no wa kwakoye eyi your friend send astroturf e di momu and am bisa say ekwafo 90% or 98% of nipa na population na omu wo Karga nyina no omu ye nkwafo e na okoye eyi astroturf mo omu se omu mfan ye de yen. Because we hear Honuma, Northern Region, even in Kranha, so I be na eba no nyina free sa side no between Gushewu and Karga constituency ho ena emu ena soybean free ba tamale ansa na yetimi diba and Kranha na omu MP ade oye Honum no constituency for no omuni agi said ye MP aba be ye astroturf amaye and so or contractor kwanu dey because that is what will help in bringing produce to the northern regional capital and to other adjoining districts or constituencies. Intenu dey oya there. But the Mbibisanu astroturf ni development ema sa nipa krona omu ye nkuafo farmers omu wo Karga no mfaso ban na omu benya nipa hi ena sa astroturf no ebetima yi adwuma ma omu se omu nye de bia na omu se omu nye bibi nkodi because we are northern region your rain pattern no 6 months per and after 6 months we akuafo onye bibia anya biom utifie. So after farming for 6 months, if you harvest, if there are factories or industries located where the product is coming from, bimusubenye ejuma wo honuma here for the 6 months and then they go back to farm. when it is the farming season. And then some who are not farming, the little that are not farming, or other people from other constituencies like Tamale Central, Tamale South, Tamale North, they can also move in and take over during the farming season. Because take Bolga Pale, Zuma cotton Baza, it was located in the industrial area of Tamale, Nyuhane, around that area, between Nyuhane and Lamashegu. There was industrial area, at that industrial area, there was cotton, a cotton factory, processing factory in northern region, in Tamale. It was moved to the upper east region. Today, go and check the state of the factory and check the state of the road to Bolga. And people can attest, Ibam Betamale, Kachen Bolga, Intonia, Palma, Biente Pa Bierchele. Palma Biama Yaya. After Kamina, first gate, the rest of the road is not good. So how are people going to be able to transport their goods conveniently to wherever destination they want to go to? So the problem is not just in northern region as a region alone, but the whole of the northern region, the 3 northern regions, because my godfather will say there are only 3 northern regions. So in the 3 northern regions, so you see, the upper east region has a problem, and the problem has to do with their road also. But you have politicians from the upper east region doing other things too, and not even paying attention to that particular road. The road to upper east was constructed under the J. Kufuor, between J. Kufuor and former President Rawlings. That was when those roads were constructed. In the year of roads touted by His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, what have we seen? So, the development of the northern region is as a result of the abandonment, the deliberate abandonment of the ideas as espoused by our late president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So before we can have a comprehensive development of this nation, it must not be Accra, Kumasi, Central region. Even in the southern part itself, there are other regions when I visit. I feel like, but I thought the whole of the south was so completely developed. So now, we are just treating the northern region together because this is Salah and mostly from our brothers. So this is Salah gift from Media General Onuya TV. This is all. Think about Upper West Polo, wa Bobble Bazaar. The situation is not different. The situation is not different in the Upper West region. I have been to Kalio and other adjoining communities of Wa. If anything at all, the people are also predominantly farmers. And the best of millet and guinea corn also comes from that particular part of our country. So the cocoa you take just along the road, they all come from those places. Most of the beans that you eat in Accra, on the streets of Accra, those who love gobe, it comes from the Upper East region and the Upper West region. So we'll go on for a little while and then we can go for a commercial break. I think in the next few minutes. So let's go on. So $12 million paid to a contractor. Who is that contractor? And where is the money? What work has been done? Even a shovel has not been used to hit the ground where the sod was cut for the project to begin. So who at all instructed for the payment of that money without even looking at the site to see? Because normally when a site is ongoing, there's an engineer assigned, and his statement, his notes are taken into consideration before what happens, before any payment is made. So if nothing is done, who was the engineer who supervised the construction of the Boadu Dam? So you see, the problem of the northern region is so big. And I cannot exonerate ourselves. Our leaders are a part of it. So when government doesn't educate us, they don't give us the needed money to be educated, it is because they want to use our own leaders to destroy us. Okay, so we have Captain Smart is on the line. He normally would have been here to speak to us. He's the one who handles this show, and today I'm standing in his shoes, and you saw it wasn't easy at the beginning. Captain, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jamal. Thanks for having me.
Good morning to you, sir. How is it, sir?
Everything is fine. I am doing well.
How are you enjoying the holiday?
Well, yesterday I had some few Muslim friends. Some of them cooked some mutu, some teasers, others. I mean, a lot of food that were actually given to me by a few Muslim friends I have here in the central region. I really enjoyed it. I went to where they had the Eid prayer. I was there from the beginning until they closed. So I think I had a full time with my Muslim brothers and sisters yesterday, and it was good to have joined them, and I really enjoyed the hymning. I mean, what the Ahmadis do after the prayer.
Okay.
You know, they sing through town and all that.
And
I mean,
the principal streets of town, yeah. They continue to praise Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, Captain, let's come to Father's Day, because yesterday was Father's Day. I know you are a father. Just give us a small story. I mean, what is fatherhood all about, and what are some of the difficulties some of us go through as fathers? What should we do to better the lives of our families, and what should we expect from our partners, our life partners, that is our wives, in order to be able to have a very stable family?
Let me say a very good morning to all fathers, and say that it's not an easy thing to be a father.
Yeah.
A father means somebody who can take you far there. If you want to go very far, you require a father. If you want to become somebody in life, it takes a father. And no matter who your father is, whether tall, short, fair, dark, whatever, if the person is your father, it remains the same.
It's broken.
And easy say a gentleman with me I am Yemeni Yamaye who can a year and father to your girl you come back Yama minimum from good school fees to Ghana Yama minimum my you wanted to kind of go to your mama by do Christmas and May easy say there. Our father struggled to buy new clothes for us. But I thought that my minimum money was your papa on the toy. And your mammy for Marco. And it's really appreciated papa for. But many know your papa my idea. Your papa my idea. Father, papa put my abaso. Father, the way you are doing that, no. It will be abaso.
So, Captain, what should our mothers do to support us in order to realize our dreams so that we can take care of them and our children?
Number one, I think, you think, father, you are here, no, and then I say,
okay.
And I keep saying, oh, you want to trust us this way. If you want to share the father, if you also want to woman that, if you want to have a minion, you know. If you start about minion, you will be married already 10, 20, 15 years to grab, oh, me papa. But you hear say, your father, you are. Or none of them produces sperm, no, now I made the one so. And then we have another father who is taking care of you. You only tell us you are so minimum papa. There are lots of them. No minimum papa. Papa no, you go so young, papa, I mean, if you don't think we over time, we talk about school. Time over, let's go back to school. And then over, before the Colada PA. I mean, when you be a young solo, and Colada will say, and your money won't qua. And then, at least preparing tea with some fried eggs, maybe one day in the morning. Like a Saturday, daddy will prepare breakfast for us, no problem. Anything. I mean, the kids can be around you at the kitchen. That is what, I mean, a fun example. Yeah, you're fun kitchen this and I think that, your manners will say, Papa, for the young student, I think it's good to pay with the money, but sometimes, young lady can say, your manners will say, oh, Daddy can do this, Daddy can do that as well. And you know, I mean, that's what I want to say.
All right. Okay, so Captain, today we are discussing development of the North. You asked me that critical question. And this morning I mentioned that in order for us to be developed in the North, we need to go back and pick Dr. Kwame. Even as a country, we need to go back and pick the blueprint, what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Sajifo, the first president, wrote down as envisioned for our country to triumph in terms of our development.
Okay. One more charge for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is, not just a discussion, no. A move.
Okay.
We share Kwame Nkrumah the plan for the northern part of our country. Kwame Nkrumah, some of his memoirs, and them on one in fact, a show, you know. But titled The Journey to the North.
Journey to the North.
What? Yes, one of the things Kwame Nkrumah wrote. A Journey to the North.
Okay.
And it is something that he wrote himself. It is not a book that is published. The Journey to the North, a lot of CPP, old men and women, know of that. Because Kwame Nkrumah, after he launched the CPP on the 12th of June, 3 months later, he went to the North.
Just 3 months?
Just 3 months, Kwame Nkrumah went to the North. It was August 27th. It was less than 3 months. August 27th, Kwame Nkrumah went to the North.
Okay.
And when he came back, he wrote Journey to the North. Kwame decided that a show of the New school papa in New in show in before. Kamea in New factories in New and should be clear. It is also the life of a body put of the Kwame Nkrumah. The first meat factory in the whole of West Africa. Only he can see, what happened.
Okay.
And he made sure that Northern Ghana very well developed. Now, Wawa Kusku, Kaho, Tebeya, Emfa, and Brebia, Emre, Womo. Kwame Nkrumah in his life set up about 9 factories up north.
9?
About 9.
I counted some of them, but today they are not. They are not.
About 9. You can count them. The rice factory.
Rice mill, yes. It's just at the industrial enclave.
The Palugu.
Tomato factory.
After the Kwame Nkrumah, in the Fourth Republic, the only president who dear kakra up north is Flying Lieutenant General John Rawlings. When you Rawlings to see why he started an aggressive approach to develop up north.
Okay.
The northern politician is a wicked person. Listen, politicians from up north, they are very wicked. They don't care about their people. They come down south, now at the top time, What to die with Isliko, what to die with Sakrade, what to die with Kumasi, why you we were. The macro of our home book when they are going to their hometowns, they park their car somewhere, taking buses and trotro, just to go fake a certain behavior, be some certain, you don't know, status, be just to fake it to the people to know that, our people, they are also the same with us. I mean, maybe they've gone to Accra, but when they come, they look, I am fake. Northern Ghana, our huge land for rice, for soybean, for sorghum, for millet, for wheat. Name the number of farm producers, give it to a few, and they are there's nothing politician is really serious about developing the Northern Ghana. When you check the Fourth Republic, Kufuor had a vice president. Kufuor had a vice president from the North, Elijah Mahama.
Exactly.
John Evans Mills had a vice president from the North, also Mahama, John Mahama, Aliu Mahama, John Mahama.
Yeah.
Then John Mahama himself became the president from up north.
Yeah.
Nanado Dalmia is now the vice president, 8 years, also from the north. The current finance minister up north, former almost in all the Fourth Republic, every administration appointed somebody as an interior minister from up north. Name the number of ministers that we've had from up north.
And even a defense minister currently.
The current defense minister is from the northern part of our country.
Yeah.
And it's a shame to all of them.
Yeah.
It's a shame to the northern politicians that today we are glorifying Kaya by putting up
Structures.
whatever it is. Then you sit down, I'm a Kaya. Glorifying Kaya is a Kaya at the papa. If he say Mubra, never swap and say, I want to go to say Mubra, who would you? No, yes, sir. Yamedema, one of the young training, talent, Yamedema, so at the buyer, no, young training, but yes, sit down, I won't cry. Nothing to Umbra, but them not yet acquire. And that is modern day slavery.
Captain, there is this perception that, before the northern region can grow, we need a revolutionized kind of person, a person that will have a thick skin to be able to stand the trials and tribulations and the difficulties that may come with trying to develop the North. Because it looks like there is a certain kind of perception that developing the North shouldn't be part of a national agenda.
Developing the North is not anything difficult. Jamal, let me tell you that. When you divide the northern part of our country, I mean, when I say northern part, I mean northern region, upper, east, upper, west.
Okay.
I'm talking about the three northern regions, the three regions. I'm told now they have other regions.
There's northeast region and there's Savannah region.
I know northern region, upper, east, and upper, west.
Okay, sir.
If you take these three regions, even without Assam Plains, that regions in here say equal to So if you are a leader, what you have to do is to make sure that we have to give some kind of dignity to the people of the North.
Yeah.
It is not Kaya. How many people in the world south are cry? Every tree, Neba, Enko, Tamale, Nonko Swaswanema. Neba, Onko, Wa, Nonko Swaswanema. Neba, Onko Boga, Nonko Swaswanema.
There's nothing like that.
Yes, and you see Northerners following these politicians and they are glorifying, excuse my friend, this stupidity. Who is Tribuni? They are Tribuni Abaya. They're unfitting among school. Unfitting Mumra, almost what they are. the price of millet on the world market, soybean on the price of soybean on the world market. Check almost everything, wheat as well, even rosewood, and ask me, going to the developing Northern Ghana. You have the Baumias, you have the Mahomes, you have all of them in this country saying they are proud Northerners. For Christ's sake, it's a disgrace, it's a shame to all of them. You came from Tamale to Accra. Tell me one huge thing that the people of Tamale can say and be proud of it. What is that? Tell me. There's nothing there in Tamale apart from the tabletop thing that they put there.
Yeah.
They call that interchange. Is that an interchange?
Yeah. They will tell you they will tell you they've built a stadium.
Is that an interchange? Stadium.
Yes. There's a sports stadium there which has become a white elephant. Because if you even look at the stadium, the grass is, and even most of the infrastructure that the stadium came with, most of them are currently not functioning again. So the stadium is just there as something that is empty. Honestly, if you go look inside the stadium, you will be sorry, it's in a sorry state. And so we don't even want to invest in making the stadium a better place. The current stadium, which was supposed to be an Olympic standard stadium. Now, our politicians are building astroturfs in constituencies where they are not even needed.
I think that first thing any serious government should think of doing, what? Is to have food factories, not less than 5, in the 3 northern regions. You have rice. There should be a rice factory, like Osaje Forte.
Yeah.
You still have cattle. We need a meat factory. Tomatoes don't go there. We need that one. Then you can have the National Millet Processing Factory. That we can process millet. That can take care of the entire rest of Africa.
Captain, even if you look at the Upper East region, there is
in the Upper East region, we should have the National Millet Processing Factory.
Yeah. And then granite processing factory can be located also in the Upper East region, because most of the granite we eat in Accra comes from there.
Wherever. I mean, it should be there.
Yes.
We need to have that. You have cotton. Now, when you go to the northern region, cotton, what do you say? It's going with. And every president, every vice president, every minister, every member of parliament is looking for a cotton suit to buy, a cotton shirt to buy. But in your own country, we have cotton everywhere in the northern region.
Yeah.
What is stopping us as a country to have the largest cotton factory in the whole of the West Africa? What is stopping us? So that the people from up north would have some jobs. They can also wake up in the morning and go to work. Whenever you were telling us your story, for your first degree, you have to stay home for 7 solid years.
Yeah.
Why?
So, Captain, what should the next government, if we are supposed to call it a working government, what should it do in terms of industrialization of the northern part of this country?
You see, we first of all have to start proper industrialization drive up north.
Okay.
Because look, the people up there are very strong. Let me tell you, they are very, very strong. The kind of loads these porters carry, these carry, and near my sister, the strong, it moves to be a true it's a signal to us that they are very, very strong people. Very strong people. So what is stopping us? I've told people that look, we don't need one district, one factory. Ghana needs strategic factories.
Okay.
At least 120 factories across the country. Huge one that we can be proud of. If not for anything, if we are even 10 in each region, it will be fine.
Okay.
You gave us a video which we showed, I think, last Friday. A school in the upper northern region, right? That's technical school. Then on this a technical school, a carpentry shop, as a Usia Akunya, and be a top Akunya down south, and they call up north. Meanwhile, it's a technical school that Obekini Upper Makunya, Amaneho. Road food, ever. You tell road food in Ghana. They are cotton, they are typical, they are busy and staying. And then we come back to tell the people that, oh, and we keep lying to the people up north. I think it's about time you guys also begin to look into the eyes of the northern politicians and tell them the plain truth. But you guys are failure. You have failed us. We've had Aliu Mahama, we've had John Dramani Mahama, we've had Bawumia. Are they all not from the north? Absolutely, when they get there, they see the people, with all due respect to them, drinking water with cattle. Even when I saw some of the videos, I got so crazy. I got mad.